So I'm not really sure how to say this because I've said it before, but I really mean it this time. This is gonna be the best weekend of games ever. And it has to do with the games, and it has to do with this hair who is ready to party. It is happening here on my head, on my scalp. And we're gonna start with the North London derby between Tottenham and Arsenal. There's always a lot riding on this game, but for this one in particular, there feels like there is more riding on it than ever. And that's because if Spurs can beat their hated rivals, it will guarantee that they finish above Arsenal for the first time in 22 years. 22 years! Are you guys even that old yet? I don't know, maybe some of you, potentially. I mean, I was around doing things in 1995, doing some special things. Well, I like to think they're special. Anyway, I've just went on a complete tangent. And as the second place team chasing the first place team, Spurs cannot drop points from here on out if they want to have a chance at winning the league. So my prediction is going to be, there's just no way that Arsenal is going to allow them to celebrate this huge accomplishment on their watch. It's not going to happen. I mean, I think Spurs are going to do it. They're going to finish above them, but Arsenal's not going to let it happen. No, it's not gonna. My prediction, then I already said that, 2-2. You're going to draw. Yeah. I'm all over the place today. And next up is the Rome derby between second place Roma and fourth place Lazio. With their win midweek, Roma created a 4-point gap over third place Napoli, but with 5 games still left to go in the season, that's not a certainty that they're gonna finish in second, especially since after this game, they play against AC Milan and then Juventus, so whoever set up this schedule was definitely having a laugh. Also, Lazio are coming off a game where they scored 6 goals. So their confidence is going to be sky high, and I just don't know who to predict in this one. I mean, I want to say 2-2, but I just said 2-2 in the game before, and I don't know if you can do that. Are there rules? Do we have rules in previews and predictions? I don't know. Should we have rules? No. We already have enough rules in life. Not here too. Oh, 2-2, that's what I'm saying. Okay, now let's take this to Spain for the Catalan derby between Espanyol and Barcelona. And I would have highlighted Real Madrid versus Valencia, but Valencia have been bad these last few weeks. Like, Gary Neville is still managing them bad, which is not good. So I fully expect Madrid to completely smash them, which means we're gonna focus our attention on the other team at the top of the table, Barcelona. Now their opponent Espanyol, who also play in the city of Barcelona, I'm not sure how many people actually know that, don't get anywhere near the amount of love and attention as their neighbors, so you have to believe that they would love nothing more than to shatter Barcelona's title hopes, which could happen given the fact that they've lost only 2 out of the last 15 games at home this season. But Barcelona welcomed back Neymar from a 3-game suspension, and you know he's going to be highly motivated to play well, and I think that motivation will lead his team to a 3-1 victory. And now let's go to Germany for the Berg derby between Augsburg and Hamburg. And yes, I just made up that derby, and yes, there might be more compelling matchups in Germany this weekend, but for me, this one is the best because Augsburg are in the relegation zone on 32 points, and Hamburg are on 33 points and are not in the relegation zone. They are separated by 1 point, so this game is going to have it all. It's going to have hope and pressure and potential joy and sadness, and after 90 minutes, it's going to change people's lives for better or for worse. And for Augsburg, this is their best chance to get 3 points out of their last 4 games, because after this one, they're facing Borussia Mönchengladbach, Borussia Dortmund, and Hoffenheim. So I think they're going to do the business at home. I really do. They're going to win 2-1, but they're still going to get relegated. And up next, we're going all North American on you guys for some hot MLS on MLS action, which means I'm tossing it to my North American correspondent, Adrian from Rabona TV, who's going to break it all down for us. Adrian?
It's goal guy versus goal guy. In this one, as Montero has 3 in his last 2 and Anthony Jackson-Amel has 3 in 37 minutes of football. While on the subject of threes, Vancouver has lost 3 matches on the road, leaking 8 goals, and Montreal leaked 3 versus bottom of the league Philly before scoring 3 of their own. It's going to be a high-scoring game thanks to both teams being terrible at defending, but I think the home support will help MTL just edge this one 3-2.
Wait! Tap those motherfucking brakes! I know as a Canadian you want to cover the Canadian teams, but what about FC Dallas versus the Portland Timbers? They're the 2 top teams in the Western Conference!
I knew you'd say that, Jimmy, and I got you, man. Portland have been playing decent on the road, but they won't be able to grab any points this time, as FC Dallas will keep their bed tidy with a clean sheet and tuck Portland in with a kiss goodnight from Maxi Erruti, winning 2-0. Jimmy, Do you think that home streak will continue?
Oh, first and foremost, you were ready for me. Thanks for being prepared. Secondly, this is my thoughts on the game. With the Timbers welcoming back Fernando Adi from suspension, he likes to score a lot of their goals. I don't think they're going to get shut out in this game, but I do believe that FC Dallas is going to win because they are very good at home in all competitions. So I agree with you there. Isn't it nice when we agree, Adrian? Also, here are some other games I'll be keeping my eyes on this weekend. Like Everton versus Chelsea. Romelu Lukaku's current club, who have to be sad that he wants to leave, but that's what happens when you rarely qualify for Europe, versus his former club, who I guess will soon be his new club that just won the Premier League title, unless of course they find a way to completely fall apart and hand the title to Spurs. And Inter Milan versus Napoli, because Inter, who were once poised to challenge for a spot in Europe, have completely shit the bed in the last month. I'm talking like the biggest shit of all time, and I think they're still wiping. Really, like just one of those ones that you just wipe and wipe and wipe and wipe, because they are now poised to miss out on Europe completely and finish behind AC Milan. And if both of those things go down, then they're gonna have to consider this season a failure. And Nice versus PSG, because this is the game that could determine the fate of league. With 2 draws in their last 2 matches, Nice have fallen out of the title race, even though they did well to stay in the conversation for a long period of time. But they could do Monaco a huge favor by taking some points off of PSG, because both of those teams, PSG and Monaco, are tied on top with 80 points. And I just think we're gonna see something with Mario Balotelli. Something crazy, something good, something bad. I don't know, but something worth watching. So make some time for this one. And this one too, Istanbul Başakşehir versus Beşiktaş, because with 6 games left to go in the Turkish Super League, Beşiktaş leads Başakşehir by 7 points. So if Başakşehir want to make this a proper title race, they have to win this game. And if Beşiktaş want to be named champion as soon as humanly possible, they need to win, which means they're probably gonna draw. And then the A-League playoffs are happening, and there are only 4 teams left. Sydney FC, who ran away with the league title, versus the Perth Glory, and the Melbourne Victory versus my Brisbane Roar! So let's go Roar! Finally, it's Tigres versus Tijuana, and this time it's less about my Tijuana Zolos or Cholos. When I say Zolos, you guys say, no, it's pronounced Cholos. And then when I say Cholos, you go, no, it's pronounced Zolos. And it's more about Tigres. Let's just focus on Tigres, because after they lost midweek in the CONCACAF Champions League to Pachuca, which has to be disheartening, they are still 1 point away from making the Liga MX playoffs, which goes to the top 8 teams. I mean, the best team in Mexico, or at least arguably for me, one of the best teams in Mexico, can't even be in the top 8. What? And there are 2 games left in the season. So we'll see how they do. Si se puede. Anyway, that is it. That is all I got, except for this. Good luck to my and Mikko's favorite club team in Finland, FC Honka. They got into the 2nd division. They got promoted last season. They're starting that quest now in the 2nd division to get back to the 1st division, a place they haven't been since 2014. So I wish them the very best. And I wish all you guys the very best this weekend. I'll see you when I see you. Later.